Hi, I'm Poonam Patel with Urban Loop Studio, and I'm going to walk you through our process. First, we want to have all of our clients start with a vision board. Actually, let me share my screen with you so you can see while I'm narrating. Okay, so I'm sharing my screen. We first have our clients start off with some sort of vision board exercise to help describe what the aesthetic is, what the vibe is, what color palette, what spaces resonate most that are in alignment with their vision. And so we would have our clients start with that. Then we have our clients fill out our questionnaire, which goes by room and in detail begins to identify what their lifestyle is, what their patterns are, how do they spend their time in their home Monday through Friday versus the weekends, any seasonal activities. And this gives us an understanding of what the hierarchy of the needs are and what the wants are from the needs. This helps us create a design philosophy in terms of how to allocate our client's budget and where to spend more time on the design. This helps us get very clear and intentional on what we're doing and why. So once we get the vision board and this workbook filled out, we start putting our creative design to the test. But before we begin designing, we try to get some more realistic parameters on what the desired square footage is and what the investment amount is that our clients are wanting to make in order for us to be able to create a design within their budget. We are very big on making sure that we don't design too much that is outside of the budget because it's not in alignment, right? So we're just designing things that can't be affordable. So we try to stay within what the clients are really wanting. And so let's say, a client wants a 5,000 square foot home and they're wanting not contractor level finishes, but, something that's a little bit more elevated. So let's say around 350. And so we come up with, this investment amount. And this is sort of some parameter around how much, the budget would be allocated in terms of labor and material. And so once we get an idea of what that is, then we know what we can design around. And so from there, we begin to start sketching and figuring out the spatial relationships and what spaces need to be big, which ones need to be small, which ones need to be clustered with each other and grouped together, and things like that based off of the vision board exercise and the questionnaire. Once we come up with a few sketches and present them to the clients, we begin to get a pretty good understanding of if we're warm, hot, or cold. And once the sketches get to a good place, we begin to bring the design into a floor plan in this amazing program that I love so much. It's called Revit. It is better than AutoCAD. It allows us to do the floor plan, but also create the 3D, as well as beginning to allow us to communicate with our clients in a way that regular floor plans don't. We can even begin to create views like this where there's a very clear understanding of what the size, space, proportions, all of that are. And if clients decide to include an interiors package, we can even begin to see what the material, what the space looks like with the materials applied. Here, we're able to create a whole set of floor plans that can be used for permitting, that can be used for pricing and construction. And so from here, there's like a full set of drawings that can be exported out. And then we begin to focus on the individual rooms within the house and begin to decide what the materials are should an interior design package be selected. So we have our little 3D model of what the space looks like, the name of the room, and we begin to start pulling materials off of our extensive materials library that we think would work for the vision of our clients' projects. And so here we're showing some tile. This particular client loves these more bronze, brass finishes. And so we're pulling those. In this room, we have a little lounge area. So we pulled some flooring and some paint colors. This is the kitchen. And so we're beginning to pull off of the inspiration image what finishes we think would go well in order to incorporate it into their design. So we have walnut here and some more neutral color palette. And so after the interiors have been approved and selected, we begin to start quantifying these. So we group it by, if it's electrical, plumbing, appliances, we begin to add the quantities, the budget, and even add the links to where it could be purchased. And this way we can keep track of everything that needs to be considered in this project, keep an eye on the budget, and create a really nice package for the builder to begin to do their portion in terms of ordering everything and coordinating the labor to install everything. Once the drawings and the materials have been selected, we typically hand the project over to the builder, and all of our design packages, well, most of them include 3 job site visits in which we'll come in at certain intervals to make sure that we're making ourselves available for any questions, to make sure that what's being built is in alignment with the design intent based off of what we've designed. Some clients are out of town, they work so much, and they would like us to be on site more, which is definitely an option that we can include. And some of our clients are very comfortable with construction and in the real estate industry, and don't really need our help for that portion, and feel comfortable, being on the job site and curating that part. Anyhow, so this is our process from start to finish, and there's an option to keep us on for some of the construction. And then, at the very end, we like to come in for the punch list and take any pictures for the final product, especially during remodels, because we love to see those before and after pictures. If you have any questions about our process, please let us know. And if there's any chance to provide more clarity, just send us an email and let us know. And we'll hopefully talk to you soon. Take care.